Fantastic. So now that we've done a really great job working the feet and the hips, we can do more detailed work into the hands. And we're talking about hinge, body hinges, body hinges. So here we've got the hand, it connects to the lower arm, and here's the hinge. It folds over here, it folds over here. A little bit it bends this way, not too much. A little bit it bends this way, a little bit more. So we need to make some improvement in those areas. Okay, so we would have already done a really great job opening up the fingertips. We can just do a quick run through. I'll probably have a separate special access limited video on how to click the fingers and toes and doing the back crack. We might have to put that in a private subscription group. Just because not everybody is into the clicking of the fingers and the joints. But I believe it's a part of the process. It's important, but we'll leave it out for this for now. Sign up for the All Access Pass. Okay, so just like we did the burrito rolling, we can do the same with the hand. We kind of roll the hand onto itself like it's making a circle, and then just get some space in the metacarpals. And then we can bend back in the other direction as well too. Expanding. Expansion is the solution to compression. And just like we did on the feet, we can do the alternating of the metacarpals. Just get the bones to wiggle out of the ways in opposite directions. One goes up, the other goes down, and then you alternate. Don't think about it too much. There's an expression, how do you get a centipede to stop moving? You ask it, hey, how do you make 1,000 legs walk at the same time? As soon as you got to think about it, it just changes everything. You just do it without thinking, that's the way. All right, so we want to get into the wrist now. We want some separation. There's two bones here. We've got the humerus and the radius and the ulna in here. So we also have 7. We said there was some kind of stone or pebble shaped bones in the feet. There's 5 of them in this area, and there's 7 in the hand. Small, pebble shaped. They're different sizes, but they allow your hand to do all these different points of articulations. And if you just had, straight bones, you wouldn't be able to move around so much, I don't believe. So we'd have to ask an anthropologist how that came about. All right, so same thing. We're going to work into the bridge of the hand. Okay? Seeing if you can feel some difference. See if you can get these little bones to move out of the way. They're not fused now. They're not actual joints. I mean, they don't really specifically have too much range of motion. There's a limit to how much they can move, but they should move the tiniest little bit. There should be some sort of a separation between them. So we're just trying to increase that. How do we take something that feels stiff and fused, and is compressed against something else? How do we undo that? Well, just what we're doing. We just find ways. Stretching, bending, pressing into it, rotating around it, digging between. It's a lot of trial and error and a lot of guesswork. And you just got to test your work. Did I make a difference when I did this move? Is this helping to soften it up? What about if I do this? Oh yeah, what about if I do this? All right, a lot of massage is just made up, believe it or not. I mean, it's been around for thousands of years, long before it became medicalized. So you just grab your friend in the cave and just do some experiments. Okay. Oh, your wrist is sore? Oh, let me play with your wrist to see if I can make a difference. All right. And if you bring the camera and the microphone really close, can you hear the little clicks? It's just very fine. Did you hear that one? That's just a little click. We've made some space between those little bones now. That's all it takes, is just a little bit. Get them to move, separate. Get a little bit of that synovial fluid. This is the lubricating oil of our bodies. All right? It's healthier for the joints to do this. An open joint's a healthy joint. All right? I get a lot of clients that come to me and say, oh, the doctor said I have arthritis. Well, guess what? Arthritis isn't a permanent condition. It's not a life sentence. It just means inflammation of the joint. That's all arthritis is. So yeah, maybe you have arthritis in that moment, but don't say you have arthritis. It's not a lifelong condition. Let's just get rid of that tension and see if you have arthritis now. Right? A lot of the times it's just tension because you don't move it. You have to, you know what they say, right? Move it or lose it. And that's absolutely true. Movement is life. Stagnation is death. So get things moving. All right. Okay. Now here's how we work hinge points. Body hinges. We can find the space where the two components, here, this is obviously a hand. This is the lower arm, or the lower arm. Here's where they meet. All right. Let's dig into it. How do you get separation between two body parts? By pushing between them. It's not rocket science or brain surgery. Right? It's just tenderizing meat. Or meat sacks with soles. Just open up your meat sacks. Can you hear that crunching now? We're making a difference. This is going to be one healthy wrist. It's going to feel good to her. It's going to feel light. All right, now everybody's favorite. I'm just going to put a boundary here. Just like we did on the toes, we're going to find the webbing of the fingers. Good stuff. And a little bit of reward. Now this is a very powerful release point where the thumb and the finger kind of intersect. People can get a lot of tension in that area. Just gently squeezing. Okay. Look at the angle of articulation now. Did you see it when we first started? It hardly moved at all, but now, right? If the hand can do a full 90 degree in each direction, 180 degrees, so I'll keep the forearm as straight as possible. Okay, then we'll just connect the hand. So you can see, that's a 90 degree angle there. That's a healthy wrist that can bend like that. Okay, and the same thing in this direction. Right? Another 90 degrees. It probably can go a little bit more. Look at that. 95, 100 degrees, 105. So that's more than 180 degrees of range of motion. So if somebody has 140 degrees range of motion, if this is all they can do in the moment, just think about how much you can improve their life if you can get them from 140 degrees of motion to 180 degrees of motion. Just increasing their lives, their state of their health, degree by degree. All right. So I want to show one more move. All right. this one right here. Now after, you only do this after you've kind of warmed up the hand. I'm just going to give even a little bit more warm up. Okay, dig on this side and this side. Remember, there's 2 bones in this part of the arm. So you can feel one's coming this way, one's coming this way. Where they connect with the wrist, those 7 bones right there, or 5 bones or 7, 5 or 7. Check my anatomy chart. I think it's 7 actually here. All right. That's how you do it. Just give it a little bit of a, I'm lifting the hand and then poking my thumb in between. And I do it from the underside as well too. Okay? You can even just give it a little bit of a stretch. Stretch and wiggle. Twist it. All right, there we go. To the fire starter. That is one loose wrist. We've done a really great job opening up this wrist. It makes a really nice circle now. Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop on that hand, and in the next video we'll do the elbow work.